Welcome to the students. Welcome to all the students to the channel based study. Today I am going to talk about the time value of money, otherwise known as the TVM. As we know that every day individual person or business organizations takes many decisions where the cash inflows are there. Means cash inflows means cash is coming, and the same time in some situations also the cash is going outside. So that decisions the business organizations takes, maybe it may be the strategic decision, it may be the tactical decisions, or it may be the operational decisions. But each day the business organization has to take many decisions, and that decisions are based upon the calculations of the time value of money. Then if this is so, then what exactly we understand by the time value of money? Means everything has the value, so also the time has its own value. So when we are going to invest or we are going to spend some money for some basic purpose, that time we have to realize, we have to recognize the value of time in terms of money. So the time value of money based on the principle that the rupee today is more worth than the rupee tomorrow. Everybody knows that concept. But let us take an example to discuss about the time value of money. Money received sooner rather than the latter allows us to use the funds for investment or for the consumption purpose. So that is termed as the time value of money. We will give two examples to discuss the time value or the concept of TBM. For an example, if you choose between 100 rupees, if someone will give you the option, either you have to receive 100 rupees now or 100 rupees at the end of the year. So obviously, what will prefer? If you put yourself in that situation, then rupees 100 now has more temporal values, because and everyone will prefer to receive rupees 100 because it can be invested at some percentage of interest, rate of interest, and if the rate of interest is 10%, then we are going to receive a return of rupees 10, and after the 100, after 1 year, the 100 rupees will be 110. So that's why everyone will prefer to choose to receive rupees 100 right now, other than not accepting the proposal to receive the same rupees after 1 year. So again, the second example, do you accepted 1 lakh rupees after 5 years or rupees 70,000 today? If that proposal will be given to you, the proposal means someone will give you the proposal, either will accept 1 lakh rupees after 5 years or 75 rupees today, then what you will say? Even if that question will be asked to me, then I will decide, I will accept the second proposal, like 75,000 today, I will accept the proposal because 75,000 today is much more attractive than rupees 1 lakh after 5 years, because the present is more certain than the future. So, as all of you know that the future is not certain, some risk is there. So, obviously, we will accept the money the presently now because the future is uncertain. So if this is so, so what we understand by the time value of money? The time value of money is referred as time preference for money. We are giving the preference to time because time has its value. Because the time value of money, also otherwise known as rate of return, discount rate, or expected rate of return. So most of the financial decisions taken by the business organizations or the funds are based on the concept that the time value of money. This is the time value of money is a basic financial concept that holds that money in the present is worth more than the same sum of money to be received in the future. Because the reason behind that, time value of money is the premise that an investor prefers to receive a payment of a fixed amount of money today rather than the equal amount in the future, all else being equal. All else being equal means if the rate of interest is same, if the time period is given, then obviously everyone will prefer, the investors will prefer to receive the payment of fixed amount of money today. Then if this is so, why should money have the time value? Why everyone prefer to receive the same amount of money today, not in a future day? What is the reason behind that? So there are many reasons are there why everybody, including the individuals, including the corporate sector, including the business funds, they prefer to have the money right now or giving the preference to get the money now. There are different reasons are there. The first one is there are some investment opportunities are there. So due to the investment opportunity, due to the current consumption, due to the uncertainty of the future, and due to the risk factors, so many of the people, individual investors, the corporate investors, the business funds, they prefer to have the money right now, and they prefer money have the time value. First one is the investment opportunity. There are many investment opportunities there. So if I'll get the money right now, if I'll get some sort of fund right now, then as there is so many investment opportunities, I can invest that money somewhere where I will get more rate of interest, where I'll get more return. So if someone will give me the option either to get 1 lakh rupees now, or either to get 75,000 rupees now or 1 lakh rupees after 5 years, obviously I will prefer to get 75,000 now, because that 75 I have many investment opportunities and I can invest that 75,000 rupees in many of the investment areas. The investment areas may be in the stock market, maybe in the mutual fund, maybe in some by purchasing the real estate, by investing in the real estate, many areas are there. If I will invest that 75,000 rupees and I will wait for 5 years, the value, the return I will get from that investment much more than the 1 lakh rupees. So that's why obviously when the proposal will be given to me, either to accept 75,000 now or to accept 1 lakh rupees after 5 years, obviously I will prefer to accept 75,000 now, because I know that there are so many investment opportunities are there where I can invest, I can get more return than like that than 1 lakh rupees. So investment availability of the investment opportunity is one of the major reason is the important reason why everybody, including the individual, including the business firms, they prefer the time value of money. Why there is time preference fund? They give the preference to time. Okay, the second one, other than the investment opportunity, the second one is the current consumption. Everyone prefers the current consumption rather than the future consumption. If I will get the cash right now, then that will motivate me, that will influence me, that will create the create the interest within me to go for the current consumption, not waiting for the future period of time. So, in an inflationary period where every product, the price of every product is increasing day by day, the money value is decreasing day by day. In such an inflationary condition, in an inflationary period, a rupee today has a higher purchasing power than a rupee in the future. So, in to explain that concept inflationary period, suppose this year today I can purchase a pen for rupees 20, and after 5 years, due to the inflationary condition, after 5 years I cannot able to purchase that pen with rupees 20 because the value of that pen will be increased, the value of money is decreasing. That is due to the inflationary condition or the inflationary period. So if that inflation with that money, what I'm going to get today, due to the preference for the current consumption, I will prefer to get the same amount of money today, not waiting for a future period of time. The second condition. So when I'm talking about the reasons for the time preference for money, so there are many reasons. Among the many reasons, first one is the investment opportunity. Due to the availability of many more investment opportunity, I will prefer to get the same amount of money right now, not waiting for the future period of time. Second one is the current consumption. Everybody, including me, including you, and the business houses and the business organizations, they due to the current consumption, preference for the current consumption, everyone will prefer to have the same amount of money today. The third reason which leads to the preference for time for money is the uncertainty. Future is uncertain. Nobody knows what will happen in the future. What is going to happen in the future? There are many risks are there which may be faced by the business in the future. That risks may be the risks are non-availability to the material, the risks of inflation, the risks of change in the government, risks in the change of the rules and regulations. So many risks are there, out of which some are systematic risks, some are non-systematic risks. Systematic risks mean the risks which the business cannot avoid, and these risks are not under the control of the business firms or the business organization. So due to, as you know that future is always uncertain, so what will happen, nobody knows. So that's why they prefer, why not right now we'll get that amount, why will wait for the future period of time. So that uncertainty, that risks, many type of risks. There may be international level risks, there may be change in the foreign exchange rate, there may be the high inflation, then there may be the change in the government, so there may be unavailability of the raw materials, so there may be the creation of the recession in the market. So many things are there. So due to that risk, the presence of that risk, due to the presence of the uncertainty, the business houses as well as the individual investors and the individual person, they prefer to get the money now, not waiting for the future or period of time. That is the, because money has the time value. Everybody prefers to have the money because due to that timing factor. So after knowing the reasons for the preference for the money right now, then we'll go for the why and what are the benefits behind the time value of money. Everything has the value, including the time. So, but time value, if everyone will calculate the time value of money, so that will give the benefits that will be beneficial for everyone, including the individual investors also. In our day-to-day life, we have to take several investment decisions. Every day, many of the persons are taking the investment decision. Some are going for the booking a RD, someone going to invest their cash, their savings by purchasing some the real estate property. Some are going to take a loan. Someone going to get a vehicle on a loan. Someone going to purchase a house, taking a home loan. So that is sometimes of investment decision. All the individual persons they are taking. So when in our day-to-day life we are taking so many investment decisions which involve the cash flow, means the cash flow is there. Either the cash flow means the cash is coming inside, sometimes the cash is going outside. When we are investing, our cash is going outside. When we are making some investment, and due to that investment, the revenue, the investment is generating the revenue, that time the cash is coming inside also. So most of the several decisions, investment decision involves cash inflow, which may be inflow, cash flow, which may be cash inflow, and which may be cash outflow. So therefore, while we are investing some amount, either purchasing some assets or by purchasing land, building like that, that time we have to calculate and we have to give recognition to the time value of money. So investment decision basically depends on another calculation. That calculation is nothing but the time value of money. Under time value of money, we are calculating how much we are investing, and after 4 or 5 years or after any period of time, how much we are getting. If whatever we are getting is much more than what we are investing today, then obviously that will influence us to go for the investment. That we are going to influence us to go for the investment. Because in the past example I gave that if someone will give you the offer, either you will get 75,000 today or you will get 1 lakh rupees 5 years, then which one is more promising one? I told that the first one means to get 75,000 is more promising one. Why? Because if that 75,000 will invest with some rate of interest, I will get some amount of money which is obviously more than 1 lakh rupees. So that 1 lakh rupees I am getting 5 years. But if that 5 years I will get 1 lakh rupees, what is the value of today? That I have to calculate. So for calculating the value of 1 lakh rupees, what I am going to get after 5 years, what is the value of today is nothing but the time value of money. By taking into consideration the time of value of money, we are calculating what will be the value of 1 lakh rupees, what I am going to get after 5 years, what is the value today. So that in that way, for calculating the present value of future cash inflow is based on the concept of the time value of money. That's why time, therefore, recognition of the time value of money is very much important. Then second one is the for investment analysis. For investment analysis also, time value of money contributes a lot. As in the past class, I discussed about the different decisions taken by the company, investment decisions. The some of the investment decisions are long-term basis and some of the investment decisions are in the short-term basis. The long-term investments decision, otherwise known as the capital budgeting, and the short-term investment decision, otherwise known as the working capital management. So when a company is going for any kind of investment, either it may be long-term investment otherwise known as the capital budgeting, or the short-term investment known as the working capital or a liquidity decision, working capital decision, the liquidity decision. That time the company is bound to use the concept time value of money. Time value of money helps the company to take the decision either to go for investment or not to go for investment. So investment analysis can be possible, can be viable or feasible on the basis of the time value of money. So that's why in that way, time value of money is very beneficial for taking the investment decision by the business organization or the corporate sector or the funds. So again, the time value of money also helps to make a comparison in between the different alternative dividend decision, different alternative investment decisions. The comparison can be made with the help of the time value of money only. Then how the comparison can be made? If there are different investment alternatives are there, different investment alternatives are there, then which one is more beneficial? That can be decided by through the help of the time value of money. Because whatever there are suppose there are three investment decisions are there: project A, project B, and project C. If project A is investment in all the investment in all the three alternative, the investment amount is same. Let it 5 lakhs rupees in each and every investment alternatives. Suppose investment A, investment in proposal A is 5 lakhs, investment in proposal B is 5 lakhs, and also investment in proposal C also 5 lakhs. But in investment, when we are doing the investment in A project, that gives an immediate return 2 lakhs, but investment in a B, that will give return 3 years 5 lakhs, and investment in C, project C, that will give investment in the first year 1 lakh, in the second year 2 lakhs, and the third year 1 lakh, like that. Then which one is beneficial? That comparison can be possible, can be done through the help of the time value of money. That time, by calculating the present value of all the cash inflows from the different alternative investment options will be done. So on the basis of the present value of all the cash inflows, then we can make a comparison in between the different investment options. So which one will be better on the basis of comparison, that we can take. So in that way, time value of money is beneficial. Then the other benefits of the time value of money is that to analyze how time impacts business activities such as loans, mortgage, lease, savings, and calculating the annuities. That time also we have to apply the technique of the time value of money. So here, these are the areas when we are taking the loans, when we are depositing our money in a deposit like RD, recurring deposits. So how much we are giving, what is the rate of interest, how much we are giving, how much we will get at the end of the maturity period of the RD, then we have to make a comparison. For that time also, we need the help of the time value of money. We need the help of the time value of money. When we are going for taking a loan against a mortgage, when we are taking a lease and the installments are giving each and every month, how much are giving, how much benefit we are getting out of that, if that will be calculated by applying the technique like present value or future value, which is generally used under the time value of money, that helps us to make the analysis. So on the basis of the analysis, we can compare and we can decide which one is beneficial, either to go for loans or to go for mortgage or for lease or saving or the annuities, the calculation of annuities. So in that area also time value of money can be recognized as a good technique or a tool for taking the decision. So these are the benefits of the time value of money. So what is time value of money? What is the significant what is the significance of the time value of money? After knowing that, then I am going, what are the terminologies used for the time value of money, for calculating the time value of money? So here different terminologies are used, but while calculating the time value of money, it can be calculated by following two methods. I talked about many things, what are the benefits of the time value of money, but now I'm coming to discuss about the calculations, how it is to be done by the finance managers by applying the time value of money. So the time value of money can be calculated in two ways. First one is the compounding value, otherwise known as the future value. Second one is the discounting value, otherwise known as the present value. So future value, calculation of the future value and calculation of the present value are two methods which are used under the time value of money. So if future value under the time value of money is known as the compounding value, and the present value under the time value of money is known as the discounting value. So some of the formulas are there which are used to calculate the present value. In short is known as the PV of the future cash flows or the future value of investment. So for calculating the present value of a future cash flows, whatever cash flows is coming to our organization, to our business firm. So if we will calculate the PV means present value. For to calculate the present value of the future cash flows, we have to apply one formula. That formula is PV means present value is equal to future value multiplied by 1 plus R to the power minus N, or PV is equal to present value is equal to future value multiplied by 1 plus R to the power N, where PV means present value, R is the rate of interest, N is the number of period. That is the present value. To calculate the present value, that formula is to be applied. On the other hand, to calculate the future value of cash inflows, another formula can be used. That formula is FB means future value is equal to present value PV multiplied by 1 plus R to the power N. Here FV means future value, R is the rate of interest, and N is the number of periods. So these are the two formulas which are used to calculate the present value of a future cash flows and the future value of the inflows of cash also. So after knowing the formulas, I am going the other terminologies which are used under the time value of money. So other than the present value, PV, future value, FV, and the another 3-4 terms are used under the time value of money. The other terms are FVA means future value of an annuity, PVA present value of an annuity. Then R here means the period, the length of the time. The R is the interest rate. The interest rate here means the compensation paid to a lender or saver for the use of funds expressed as a percentage for a particular period. All the times the interest rate is expressed in terms of percentage. The N here means the period. The period means the length of the time. Sometimes it may be year, sometimes it can be month, it can be day, or it can be quarterly, it can be calculated. So these are the different terminologies we have to use for the calculation under the time value of money. So these are, again I am repeating, these are present value, PV, future value, FV, the present value of annuity, PVA, future value of an annuity, FVA, then period or N, the length of time. Maybe it may be year, it may be half yearly, it may be quarterly, it may be monthly. Then interest rate R, the compensation paid to a lender or the saver for use of funds. They've used the fund, that's why they expect some rate of return. So that these are the different terminologies used under the time value of money. So after knowing the different terminologies used under the time value of money, and before going for any problem under the either PV, present value, or under the future value, FB. So let me discuss what are the situations for which there is a need to calculate the present value under the time value of money. Time value of money is known as the mathematics of investment, because on the basis by utilizing the mathematics like PV, calculation of present value, future value annuity, generally the investment decision are to be taken. So that's why, but specifically there are some situations are there where we have to use the present value. The situations are calculating the value of pension annuity payments versus taking a lump sum. What does it mean? Calculating the value of pension annuity payments versus taking a lump sum. That means if the given, there will be a offer will be given, either you will take a lump sum of 20 lakhs or you will take 30,000 pension every month for a period of 20 years, then which one you will prefer? Suppose that type of option is given by the government to a particular pension holder. Then which one is beneficial? That time he has to apply the present value under the time value of money. Because the option is given either 20 lakhs now or 30,000 per month for 20 years. 30,000 per month, then second month 30,000, like third month, then for a year he is going to get 12 into 30, 3 lakhs 30,000. 20 years he is going to get. But instead of that, if the offer is given either to take 20 lakhs, then today he is, that particular person, pension holder, is going to take 20 lakhs today, but not opting to take 20 lakhs today. If you will opt for the second option, then which one is beneficial? For to know that one, he has to apply the present value under the time value of money. If the present value of all the continuous cash inflows up to 20 years is much more than the 20 lakhs, then obviously that pension holder will prefer to accept the option 2. If the continuous cash inflows for 20 years is little bit higher than 20 lakhs, it may be 25 lakhs, maybe 22 lakhs, then the pension holder will not prefer to accept the option 2, rather he will prefer to accept the option 1, means to accept 20 lakhs today, because nobody knows either 3 years what will happen, because future is uncertain. Some sort of risk is there, the risk of death is there. If that particular person will think that there chance that I may die, so why I will prefer to accept the second option. Then if something will happen, the government will change the decision. Then the government may not give me the government may not give me the pension, regular pension. So that's why, due to some uncertainty, due to some risks, then the present consumption, the pension holder may prefer to accept the proposal one. So that time, the present value under the time value will be utilized. Then other areas where the present value can be used for determining whether a business owner's investment will meet profit expectation. When a particular business owner is investing, he has some profit expectation. So when he is going to invest, either purchasing a land or purchasing a machine or by starting a new business, he has to wait to get the inflow of cash or revenue some period of time. He has to wait for that. So whatever he is going to get in the future, if that will be converted in today's value, then that will help the business owner to decide either to go for investment or not to go for investment. So the other areas where the present value system can be used is the valuing a business. What is the net worth of the business today? That in that way, the present value also helpful. Valuing a business. A business can be valued on the basis of the net worth. Net worth means what is the value of the company today. So today, to know the value of the company today in terms of the net worth, the present value system under the time value of money is to be applied, to be utilized by the finance manager. Net worth means the worth the company have today, the worth the company has today. So to calculate the net worth of the company, generally, net worth of a company is equal to assets minus the liability. All total of assets minus the liability here means the outsider's liability. If there is a positive figure or the asset is much more than the liability, then we can say the net worth of the company or the net worth of the business is high. If the net worth after 2 years is that, then what is today? To know the net worth of the business, to value the business, we need to utilize, you need to apply the present value under the time value system. So again, the present value under the time value system can be used in the areas like financial modeling. While going for the stock valuation, stock here means the shares, the debentures valuation, we have to use the present value. Bond pricing, the debenture or the bond, that pricing is also based on the present value under the time value of money. Because all the, including the financial modeling, stock valuation, bond pricing, everything is based on the future return. So on future return, when the future return will be converted, the value on the present time, that time we have to use the present value under the time value of money. So present value, as it is a terminology used under the time value of money, present value and future value, then what do you know, what you understand by the word future value and the present value? Future value is the value of a current asset at a future date based on an assumed rate of growth. Is the value of a current asset. Current asset means the asset which are not fixed in nature, like the current asset of a particular asset. What will be the future date? What will be the value of that current asset at a future date on the basis of a rate of growth is known as the future value. What will be the future value of that particular current asset? Current asset means an asset which can be converted into cash easily as comparison to the fixed asset. Fixed assets are generally cannot be converted, but the current asset can be converted. The future value is important to investors and financial planners. So when future, some areas future value calculation of future value is beneficial, in some areas the present value is also beneficial. In the last slide, I talked about the benefits of the present value, but here I'm talking about the future value. Future value is important to investors and the financial planners as they use it to estimate how much an investment made today will be worth in the future. Generally, the financial managers and the investors who are used to invest every time. The financial planners, they are giving the advice to different investors where to invest, how to invest. So that time they will make the analysis how much they are investing today, how it will be worth in future, how it will be worth after 10 years, 5 years. For them, it is very much essential to use the future value, the calculation of the future value. So this is the difference in between the present value and the future value. Present value, what are the cash inflows will be for a future period of time. What is the value today? That is the present value we have to calculate. Future value means whatever we are investing today, how much value it will gather after a particular period of time, after 5 years or 10 years. That is future value. So when we are investing today, we are calculating about the future value. So again, after calculating the future value, we'll compare with the market value, we'll compare with the inflation, then after we can say either an investment is worth to invest or not. Either an investment is good, is wise for us to go for investment or not to go for. That decision we can take if we use the future value and present value concept under the time value of money. So this is the difference between the future value and present value. Present value of money which is going to be received in future, present value. The money which you are going to receive in future, what is the value today? What is the value present? So that is present value. Using the present value, we can calculate the worth of something today. When you know the value in the future. If someone will say you that you invest today, I'll give you that much tomorrow, that much in the future period of time. Then that time, everyone is supposed to use the present value and future value under the time value of money. Okay, so when I'm talking about the present value of money, which is going to be received in future, money which I'm going to receive in future, when some constant amount of money is coming from an investment, regular basis, we can name it as annuity. And whatever we are getting on a regular basis for a future period of time, what is the value today is known as the present value of money. So this process, present value, is also referred to as the discounting, because what you are getting in future, what is the value today, we have to use some discounting rate on the basis of which we can able to know what is the value today. If the value is positive, having the positive rate of return, then the present value will be less than what is worth in future. Due to the application of the discounting factor, the present value will be less than what it is worth in the future. That is the difference in between the present value and the future value. As I have already discussed the formula of the present value and future value, now I am going to explain you one of the example by applying the present value. When I am going to discuss about the present value and future value, there is some situations are there which can be used as the which can be used by using the present value or discounting rate, and in some areas we can use the future value known as the compounding rate. Okay, so these are the situations which will be helpful for the decision makers to take the decisions by using the discounting rate as well as using the compounding rate. So when we use the present value, otherwise known as the discounted value, for that, for discounting technique to find the present value can be utilized, can be applied in two areas. First one is the present value of a future sum or present value of series of cash flow. So when we are getting a fixed amount of money in future, the future period may be 5 years, maybe 10 years, a fixed amount of money, then what is the present value today? That we can calculate. The second thing is that if we are getting a series of cash inflows over a period of time, then what is the present value today? That we have to calculate by using the discounting technique under the present value or discounted value. For that, we have to use the formula PV is equal to FV future value multiplied by 1 plus R to the power minus n, or PV is equal to present value is equal to FV future value multiplied by 1 plus R to the power n. That formula we can use to calculate the present value of interest factor. So, if the question will be, what is the present value of rupees 1611, which is receivable at the end of the 5 years, and the rate of return or the rate of interest is 10%, then what is the PV today? That is a question where a fixed amount of money means, here the fixed amount of money is 1611. So that 1611 will be receivable at the end of the 5 years, and the rate of interest here is 10%. So here the answer is, you have to calculate the present value. The present value, as you know, present value is equal to FB. FB here means the future value is 1611, rupees 1611. That is the FB that we are going to receive after 5 years. So here FV is equal to 1611, and the rate of interest here is the 10%. So R is equal to 10%. If the time period is 5 years. So now we can apply the formula. We can put the value. Here one table is there. We can say the table is present value of interest factor. The present value of interest factor. That calculated value is there. That value is given here for 10% at the rate of 10% for 5 years. The present value will be discounted at 0.6209. 0.6209 is a calculated figure which is given in table A. So by putting the value in the formula, the PV is equal to FV multiplied by 1 plus R to the power n. If we put that figure here, so 0.6209 will be multiplied by 1611. The value is 1000.27. That means if I'll get 1611 rupees at the end of the 5 years, and if the prevailing rate of interest is 10%, then today present value of that 1611 is equal to 1027 rupees only. So that we can calculate the present value of the single cash flow. The present value of the single cash flow. If we will get 1611 at the end of the 5th year, then today value is 1027. So with that, after knowing the single amount of future sum, then again I am going to another problem where we have to calculate the present value of series of cash flows. Present value of series of cash flow, otherwise known as the annuity. That is known as the annuity. So here, under the annuity, we have to calculate the present value of series of inflows of cash. The second one, if the question will be, a student is awarded a scholarship and two options are placed before him, either to receive 1100 or 100 rupees per month at the end of each 12 months. For 12 months, at the end of each month, he is going to receive 100 rupees per month, like that 12 months. Thus, which option is acceptable if the rate of interest is 12%? If that first option is offer is given to the student, either to receive 1100 today or to receive 100 at every end of the month for 12 months, where the rate of interest is 12%. So that time we have to apply the present value of annuity. So if we will go to give the solutions to that problem, then solution 1, the option 1, 1100 is already in the present value. Now the option is given, either you accept 1100 or you have to accept 100 every month. So 1100 is already in the present value. Now the second step is to calculate the present value of 1000 rupees every month for 12 months. So the position can be expressed as an annuity for 12 months, or here the N is 12 periods. And here the rate of interest, though the rate of interest is 12% per annum, as it is divided into 12 months, the rate of interest will come down proportionally, like 1%, rate of interest is 1%. So on the basis of that, we have to calculate the present value of annuity factor. That present value of annuity factor is also the calculated value is given in table. If we put the value, we'll substitute the value 1% for 12 years, or to N here N is 12, because for 12 months the student is going to get the 1100 rupees per month. So here the N is 12 and the rate of interest 12% will be reduced to 1%, because 12% per year, but here each month we are calculating, that's why the rate of interest is 1%. So on the basis of the value given in the table, so it is calculated that present value of annuity factor for 100 rupees, the time period is 12 and R is 1, the present value is given 11.255. So if PVAF, like present value of annuity factor is 11.255, then we can calculate it into present value of annuity factor is equal to 100 multiplied by 11.255, where rate of interest R is equal to 1%, where N is 12 years. That means 1125.50. That means if the students will not opt for the first option, then he is going to get 1125 rupees. So if the comparison will be made in between the option 1 and option 2, then the second option present value is higher than the option 1. The students will prefer to choose the option 2 because the value of option 2 is higher than the value of option 1. In option 1, he is getting the lump sum value 1100, but in the option 2, he is going to get 1125 rupees. That's why somehow it is greater than that the first option. So obviously the student will opt for the second option. If the student will give preference to go for the present consumption, then he will sacrifice the second option. He will go for preferring the first option. But here my objective is to discuss about the how to calculate the present value of an annuity. Means when some fixed amount of money coming repeatedly within a time gap, within a specific period, then that time we have to apply this formula of a present value of annuity factor, which value is already calculated and given in the table. So after discussing that present value, then I am going to talk about wherever the financial decision where the time value of money concept can be utilized. Under the financial decision, the time value of money can be used in different areas, either in the investment decision or in the financing decision. Investment decision involves the current cash outlay for an expected stream of cash inflows in the future. That investment, while the company, the business organization, they are going to make the investment decision or they are going to take any of the financial decision under the financing decision or the financial decision, that time they have to apply, they have to utilize the concept of time value of money, either in the form of present value or in the form of the future value. Present value have to use the discounted rate, and as in the future value, the technique used is to be compounded. So here I have given another example how among 3 projects, 1 project will be accepted. Here one questions in the form of example I have given. A project cost rupees 1 lakh rupees, and it is expected to that the cash inflows for if 1 lakh rupees will be invested in that project, then it is expected that that project will generate the income for 3 years. The company's cost of capital or required rate of return 15%, then we have to suggest either the company will accept the project or the project will not be accepted. If accepted, which project will be accepted? Here, in the year 1, the cash inflow is 40,000. In the year 2, the cash inflows are 50,000. And in year 3, the cash inflows are 30,000. So here all total inflows of cash is 90 plus 31 lakh 20,000, whereas the project cost, investment cost is 1 lakh. Now we have to suggest either the proposal will be accepted or it will not be accepted. If the present value is a positive figure more than the investment, then obviously that proposal will be accepted. If the present value of the cash inflow or total of cash inflows are negative, means that is less than the investment in that project, then that proposal will not be accepted by following the time value of money. Here, it is coming under the annuity factor. Here, if we will follow, if we will see the factor given in the table. So here, 40,000 for 3 years. Here the value, we can substitute the value here. 40,000 for 3 years. That means 0.870. Then 50,000 for 2 years. Now we are getting the 50,000 in the second year. But what is the value today? So 50,000 will be, when it will be multiplied by the discounted figure, that will stand at 0.756. And in the third year, we are going to get 30,000. If we are going to get 30,000 third year, what is the value today? That will be multiplied by the discounting figure, that is the discounting factor, that is 0.658. So if we add all the present value of all the cash inflows, 40,000, 50,000, 30,000, that will be stands to 92,340. So though we are getting 1,20,000 rupees inflows which will be generated from that project during a period of 3 years, though we are going to get 1,20,000 rupees, still the value today is only 92,340. The project manager will invest 1 lakh. He will get all total of 1,20,000 within a period of span of 3 years, but its present value is 92,340. So by making a comparison in between the project cost or investment cost like 1 lakh and the cash inflows, the present value of cash inflows 92,340. So obviously the project having a negative present value, as the project has the negative present value PB, so the project will not be accepted by the finance manager. So that's why in that way generally the finance manager used and apply the present value as well as the future value, which are different techniques under the time value of money. So time value of money, again, before concluding my presentation, I like to say that though the time value of money is generally applied by the business firm, the business organization, still it has some benefits and very useful for the investors, for all the investors, including the individual investors also. And every day-to-day life, we are using the time value of money, we are applying the time value of money before taking any investment decisions. So that's why either it may be the present value by using the discounted rate, but it may be the future value by using the compound rate, but here both are coming under the time value of money. So thank you, all of you.